Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. We're taking a trip from Kalos to Hoenn and we're bringing Barbaracle with us. Except Barbaracle doesn't really get too many move tutors that are worth mentioning in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire compared to X and Y, but it's just a good Pokemon to talk about. I've made a couple videos on Barbaracle already, and if you haven't seen them, this is pretty much just going to be a follow-up or a review about it. Barbaracle's busted, guys. Like, I freaking think that Barbaracle is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game to use because once it gets set up, it just kind of destroys everything in its path depending on the moveset potential that you have, and you're kind of good to go from there. That's mostly because it's a 105 base attack Pokemon that gets Tough Claws, so 30% on most damage, and then Shell Smash. Like, Barbaracle, that's all it does. It just Shell Smashes, and then it runs everything over with Tough Claws, and then you're good to go from there. And I like running it with Focus Sash, but there are a couple other things you can do. I'm just kind of a coward in that way. I want to make sure that when Barbaracle comes out, I'm going to win because nothing's going to break the Sash. Or, like, the Sash is going to be broken. I'm not going to get blown up by, like, a weird grass move or eaten a really strong Earthquake. And I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to win. And that's kind of how I play the Barbaracle. And I've done some good sweeps in the past on, like, my other ranked series and other battles. And it's a really cool Pokemon. Now, of course, Focus Sash does have its own weaknesses, that you do have some really hard priority follow-up. That the name of the game with Barbaracle is remove priority. That you save it kind of for late in the game, you know, make sure you have a rapid spinner because you will see hazards. Or even if you don't have a spinner, you can still get around stealth rocks and stuff because you just need to remove the priority Pokemon. That's the name of the game. If they don't have any priority, Barbaracle is a pretty much free win by that point. That it's really easy that if you can remove like an Azumarill, something with Sucker Punch, something like that, you can just go plus, like you can go 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 and sweep, and that's kind of what Barbaracle can do. So that's why I'm happy to make this video again to talk about it, because Barbaracle is really awesome like that. Looking at some of the moves, you know, Razor Shell is going to be your bread and butter. For some reason, you know, there's just no waterfall on this water-type Pokemon to make contact with and do some high damage, but we do at least get Razor Shell. Razor Shell is a good move that, while it is 95% accuracy, and I've lost that 5% accuracy before, it's still a pretty cool move. That 50% chance to lower your target's defense. So if it's a Pokemon that you're trying to two-hit break down, you can get those odds against it really well. And then Razor Shell, you're getting stabbed, you're getting Tough Claws, and then after you've boosted all of your damage, Razor Shell is a good one-hit KO neutral once you have that Shell Smash going in your favor. After that, Barbaracle can get Poison Jab. That's going to remove a lot of Fairy Threat really quick, and the chance of poison not bad either. And then it's kind of like whatever move you want to put on it. That unfortunately Barbaracle doesn't get only, like you can have a moveset that doesn't all proc Tough Claws, like Earthquake. Earthquake is still a really powerful move that's good to carry, you know, handle those steel types really well, doesn't make contact. One problem could be if they have a Rocky Helmet and you're down on 1 hit points with that Focus Sash, Earthquake could be a nice way out because you're not making contact, and there still are a lot of other things that you can bring. And that's why I have this setup. That this is not a moveset, guys. I've seen people, they'll like post pictures, be like, oh, Verlis made a bad moveset. No, this is just the options that you have, that on top of Razor Shell, you're pretty much always going to want Razor Shell. So Shell Smash, Razor Shell are going to be your two givens on this one, and then you can kind of put in whatever. In that whatever category, you have Night Slash, you have Brick Break, you have Rock Slide. So Brick Break is going to make contact, so you're getting the Tough Claws boost, and if it's like a normal type Pokemon, you can hit them super effective. But after your Shell Smash, you know, if we're not factoring in like a Sucker Punch or anything, Kangaskhan gets one shot by a Brick Break. So that's why I feel like you don't have to mess around with Low Kick, you don't have to mess around with Cross Chop, but you can run Cross Chop. High critical hit ratio, so a little extra chance to do some more damage, and then 100 power, so that Tough Claws is going to get a nice boost, but the 80% accuracy. Same thing with Rock Slide. Rock Slide, at least it gets Stab. So, I mean, that 75 power becomes a little more, and then when you're doubling it on Shell Smash, you have a lot of good neutral potential that you might not be able to follow up with the Razor Shell, but then the problem is it doesn't get the Tough Claws boost. And then if we look at Stone Edge, that you're going to have a huge hit, except Stone Edge doesn't make contact, so it's just going to be Stab, but that 80% accuracy could cost you the game if you're just kind of expecting to not get hit, you know, you just want to clean through, and for the most part, Barbaracle's damage is so high, you don't have to worry about it. So it's kind of like you get your two contact moves, one of which is Razor Shell, one is for coverage, and then whatever non-contact move that doesn't proc Tough Claws kind of is, and you're good to go from there. So with this set, I was thinking, like, with this Barbaracle, you're maxing out the speed, you're going Adamant, really nothing is going to worry you because your speed is going up so high. This one does take a couple more risks, but it does have a lot more going for it. So when we look at the stats on this one, it's more hit point investment. So with this, you gotta outspeed those 135 base speed Pokemon. I keep saying it because that's kind of like the max cap range. So with 120 EVs, you do just that after doubling on the Shell Smash, which means that if you're running Earthquake, for example, just Earthquake, Mega Manectric, it's done. I'm pretty sure Razor Shell still will one-hit KO Mega Manectric at that range, so you're good to go at that point. And then, the rest you can just dump into hit points, which means White Herb. Restores all stats lowered to 0 when less than 0. So Shell Smash, you're going to get that special attack and speed and attack boost, but then your defense drop doesn't matter, which is why the hit point investment is very crucial, because now you might be a 3-hit KO Pokemon, as long as you're not getting hit super effective, or at least it's going to give you that reliability, that if they do have some kind of priority, it's generally not going to be too ridiculously strong. That, if they throw out a Sucker Punch, you have a good amount of defense, you have some hit point bulk residually, as long as it's not like a stab already boosted hit, you can probably survive it, and then you're tanking through it. The problem is you can still get blown up by a really strong Earthquake. Any kind of grass move, since you're a water rock type, is going to be really bad, and electric moves still threaten you as well. So it's kind of like, do you want to just kind of play this is a safer option still. Like, if they have entry hazards, it's not going to ruin your strategy. If you kind of remove the priority, if you remove their strong Pokemon, you just bring it in, set up. White Herb is going to potentially give you that second breath, and then you can just go for those one-hit KOs. That's really all that Barbaracle is going to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting on a Barbaracle for a while, because I've used this Pokemon a lot, and I think it's very underrated that you can use in doubles. With a Fake Out or Quick Guard supportive Pokemon, you can, just start using Earthquake and Rock Slide. Hit both of your opponent's Pokemon, hold on to that Razor Shell, just kind of finish them off. And that's why I like the Focus Sash, because no one goes for hazards. And if you're faking out one Pokemon, the most they can do is try to one-shot you. And if you have Quick Guard, then the priority doesn't affect you, and you win. So that's pretty much how Barbaracle works. So doubles is also a very strong thing to consider with Barbaracle. So if you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day. That's how you use Barbaracle in X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because it's kind of the same.